Say they're terrible. You were great once, but you aren't great anymore. You're terrible now. You got to do that. But still, don't our people have a mind? Don't they see what's being done? When was the last time an Iranian attacked you, American citizen? When was the last time a missile landed in Texas? When was the last time an Iranian got off a boat and shot somebody? When was the last time you even saw an Iranian, if you ever did in your whole damn life? Why don't we wake up? Why doesn't this country wake up and understand it has not just a tyrant, but a megalomaniac as its president, who is about to possibly already has unleashed a genocide in Gaza and is unleashing one in Iran, and maybe is going to go further to the nth degree with nuclear weapons. Now, I don't think he is. It's not my feeling in my gut that he's going to do that. Not even Donald Trump. But just the fact that there's a possibility of it disturbs me greatly. And the possibility my military will go along with it disturbs me even more.
All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Harwan Banya Sha'Allah of the Lions Den Camp. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Harakak Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. It's going to be a quick on-the-go lesson. As you heard, this guy, Lawrence Wilkerson, I think he's a retired chief, a chief of staff. That's what it says at the bottom. And he's going in on this podcast of this guy, Nima R. El Khorshid. Sheesh, these names is crazy. But and he's explaining his concerns about the current leadership, right, of Babylon, saying that he's a megalomaniac and he's operating off of greed and being maniacal. But that's all part of prophecy. All right, that's always been the spirit of Idumea. Right, that's their mindset. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. I'll start off with this one instead. This is John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil. See, their forefather, even spiritually, but they're of their authority, the devil, right? Being deceitful, covetous, unalivers. It says, and the lust of your father you will do. See, they're not of the Most High. All right, their whole system is built operating on the left hand side, and it's being said that they're allegedly operating off of a script, and that script is the Bible. They truly, portion of them believe that they're the people of the Most High. Right, so their fathers have inherited lies. All right, but it said that Trump, DJT, was scheduled to wipe out a whole civilization tonight at 8 p.m. But they allegedly reached an agreement for a peace agreement for 2 weeks. But just the talks of it shows the mindset of this current administration and its constituents. All right. Now it says, "Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning." All right, and abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. And when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. So it's not a shock that they keep catching him in all these lies. saying the war gonna last 2 weeks. Saying they're not gonna start a war, saying they're not gonna go nuclear, and now it's on the table. So it's kind of impossible for during this 2 weeks for that agreement to really mean anything, because after all the damage that's being done on both sides, and both sides are claiming that they're winning. All right. So I'm gonna go to this real quick. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So it don't matter what their plans are, even if they want to stop the war, it's the Most High's will that's going to come to pass, and he's controlling um, the minds of these leaders right now. Right, the Most High is operating and controlling their minds to do His will at this point, to bring about the last days, the prophecies of the last days. Now, um, Proverbs. So the king, and he's the king of Babylon. All right, and he's moving in great wrath because they literally know they got a short time. Who's ever pushing them to do it? He's him and his partner Bibi and his administration. Think about the people that's in leadership right now, man. It matches up with the scriptures. Um, the where is it at? Let me get there real quick. There you go. Let's see. Here you go. Revelations 17:5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon. See, this is Babylon. All right. It's starting to be seen as no longer a mystery. All right. Even a lot of the countries are seeing it. That this is Babylon, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. See that? So that's right. So it's a mother of harlots, and all the abominations, like even all the unaliving that we're seeing going on. Even like he's saying, that situation in Gaza. All right. And a lot of the rights that they're giving out here during the Obama abomination administration. So this is that place. All right. Let me get something else real quick. So as leaders, here you go. Matter of fact, here you go. This is Revelation 17:3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast. All right, what they call the Western Bloc, with Europe and the U.S. Of course, now Israel. So he carried me away in the spirit, into the wilderness, and I saw a woman. That woman is Babylon. All right, the U.S. ruling, basically being exalted. Uh, 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 it says what, upon a scarlet colored beast representing Edom. All right, Diablos, full of names of blasphemy. So it goes into their leadership. All right, the things they're speaking, what they stand for, it's all blasphemous to the Lord. having 7 heads and 10 horns, man. So that goes into the EU and of course dealing with NATO, the scarlet colored beast. All right. So now, and we're seeing that power being divided, as the scriptures say as well. So let's go here, Habakkuk 2 and 4, because he said he's basically a megalomaniac now, showing that he's a megalomaniac, DJT. And the definition for a megalomaniac, it says a megalomaniac is a person with an obsessive desire for power. All right. Wealth or grand schemes, often holding delusional beliefs about their own importance or abilities. That's called a megalomaniac, holding delusional beliefs about their own importance or abilities. Now, that's why the scriptures say that man is as grass, like, to have so much pride, trying to dominate the world single-handedly, right? Like Batman and Robin. So that's a megalomaniac living in delusions. And it's it's been stated by other reporters that the U.S., the Babylon, is also only truly able to wage a war for 2 weeks. To remain consistent. It's not made to fight a full-on battle at the level that it's going. They like to get in there, get it over with, show off their power, and it's done. But now, scripture say there's no more thrones, so that they're being challenged, and the weak are saying they're strong. They're challenging Bibi and them. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, man. It's not righteous. We're looking at a wicked individual when we see that man speaking from the podium or whatever they're speaking from. Both of them, all of them. All right. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. All right. And they claim to be of God, but look what they're doing on the earth right now. Look what they're doing to the earth. Look what they're doing to the economy by their actions, by their pride and greed. But the just shall live by faith. So if you truly represent the Most High, you're going to have faith that the Most High is going to bring the judgment. Yahweh is going to send Yahweh Shai to bring the judgment. That judgment day is coming. That will make you not want to unalive people or try to dominate the world. You'll have faith that the kingdom is coming. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, because they got richer and richer in wealth, oil, Venezuela, stock market, and land, he is a proud man. They got prideful from that. And we know that pride cometh before a destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. All right, so this is the stage we're witnessing. Neither keepeth at home who enlarges his desires as hell, man. And what did he promise tonight if they didn't come to an agreement was around 8 o'clock or so. He said he was going to have those people living in hell over there and allegedly destroy a whole civilization. Either the option was bridges, universities, power plants, or the big NUKE, the fuel of fire. All right. And this 2 week pause is nothing but Revelation 7, the Lord holding back the winds so the elect can be sealed, and our faith can be what's the word? Fortified. All right. And cannot be satisfied. That's a megalomaniac. Somebody that can't be satisfied, got to keep trying to rule everything. But gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him? And that's what they're going to do. They're all going to come into agreement against um, Babylon and Bibi. All right, I'm trying to watch what I say, how I say it, but this is according to prophecy, man. And a taunting proverb against them. That's what they're doing right now, taunting them. And say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And this place is increased with debt, and all that Iran has to do is just pull the string. They're talking about threatening the pipelines over there and around the Red Sea. Also, they closed the Strait of Hormuz, which this 2 week period may have it open for a little bit. But it showed they got power, man, through strategy by shutting it down. And I don't believe it's over. It's just a pause because they're getting their ass handed to them, as they say. Beat BTA or some shit, belt to ass. All right, so that's right, man. They're dealing with a megalomaniac. His words, Lawrence Wilkerson. I'm just reiterating. All right. Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before the fall. So that haughty spirit, that megalomaniac spirit, shows that the scriptures say pride was not made for man. Coming down with great wrath. So he must be super exalted, man, to coming down on somebody like that. On the whole earth. The mindset of the US. All right. Let's say this is Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. All right. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire and blesseth the covetous. That's what they doing. They boasting of their heart's desire. Whatever they say, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, they're gonna destroy this or destroy that. But and they blessing, the wolf blessing the wolf. Right, they're buddies. So where was that? Now it says, blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. That's crazy, man. The Lord hates what Bibi and them is doing. All right. So, whoops, sucker. Whom the Lord abhors what they're doing. But they're getting more and more rich. All right. They looking out for each other. So like I had somebody creeping around where I'm at. I'm keeping my eyes on. All right, so it says here, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. It says Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous, that judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them, man. He's saying what? They ain't gonna do nothing. All right. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He like, psh, they ain't doing nothing. That's crazy, right? All right. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And that goes with Isaiah 47. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. That's all we've been hearing from DJT. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity, man. All of their plans and their goals are nothing but vanity. All right. And mischief. All right. So let's go here real quick. It's a megalomaniac. Proverbs 26:18. As a madman. He says they got a madman in office. That's what Lawrence Wilkerson just said. They got a madman in office. As a madman who casteth firebrands and arrows and death. See, the largest his desires is hell and is as death. All he's throwing out there is nothing but death, reaching his hand out, but he's reaching out to really cut your hand off. All right. It says, so is the man that deceiveth his neighbor. See, the deceiver is deceit is under his tongue, right? So is the man that deceiveth his neighbor, so they deceiving those other countries, and saith, am not I in sport? He basically saying, I'm just joking with you, man. We just, they just like it's nothing. They bombing infrastructures, taking lives, man. That's what war is, man. Going both ways, So they say, yeah, man, let's talk about it. Let's make a deal. We're just joking with you. All right. So yeah, megalomaniac. It says a madman who casted firebrands, arrows, missiles today, and death. So is the man that deceiveth his neighbor and saith, am not I in sport?